All right. First and foremost, we don't say all praises be to Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Hashem,
Hashem, Yahushai,
Yahweh by Hashem
Hashem,
Rakak,
Kakadash.
for that. And then we gonna say double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone.
Double honors.
All right. And shalom to the sincere elect teaching his truth and faith and sincerity, man. And of course, we over here going just go into some scriptures and some news, man, of what's been taking place this week over here in the UK, man. Right, for like in different towns and cities, right? More uh, uproars of the people, man. More
That's
riots
right.
and race. More uproars of the people, more riots and tensions, right? And skirmishes and straight up things that have been taking place, which we know that this is just going to lead to more, you know, harsher, laws, martial law, more, what I mean, more death and like judgments, man.
Yeah,
You
so
know what I mean?
it's gonna lead to solutions, right? Because
Exactly.
Esau's been given these problems, he's showing you the reaction,
Hmm.
right? And then it literally, as soon as it started happening, what was the first thing they started talking about? Solutions.
Hmm.
Okay, but we understand that there are even greater solutions down the line that these Edomites,
It literally, as soon
right,
as it.
are trying to implement.
Hmm. 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 And then it's interesting because one thing I saw them speaking about is the misinformation.
Hmm.
With I mean, bro, I mean as well. Like, if you want to get a quick article on that whole, the like attack, the what I mean, attack that they're speaking about that took place with these three little white girls by
Yeah,
by
yeah.
by this dude, man. you
Hmm.
know. But right before the 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 information came out, like on him being quote unquote black, I have to use that term, right? Like on social media, like it was spreading that he's so called Muslim and so on and so forth.
Hmm.
So you had mosques being attacked, certain people who are so called Muslim in certain areas being attacked. And now in those certain places and cities, now you have Muslim gangs who are
Hmm.
forming to so-called protect their people. And even now, you even seen Jake's actual so-called Negroes, right? West Indians, or so-called black people, right? If that's the word that people want to use. Now you even seen certain Jakes being, formed on an, you know what I mean, an attack
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
taking off, man.
Yeah, it's tense at the moment. It's tense, and even in a city like London, you can kind of see it. Like, people want to, these so-called white boys, they want to, but they just know the repercussions of doing it in
Mm-hmm.
a place like here. It's like that you may try start on a Jake down here, but if it's in like an area where you got lots of other Jakes and you go and end up having some responses, because even from the way back home from camp yesterday, you could kind of see it, right? You could kind of see there was a little bit of tension because obviously the so-called white was coming in from Essex into the city, right? And as that's one of them strongholds where you're gonna have that kind of a spirit, right, really being on it. And then you could see them coming in. They're coming into the city, and you could feel a little something. Even when I went for my
Mm-hmm.
walk today, you had one of those, beer belly Edomites, man. Here it is. I'm crossing the road, got right away, and then them ones when the one motherfucker ain't stopping, right? And then he gets a bit close, but then he tries beat me. I just turn around, sent up the shluck right up,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
because you
yeah.
could see it. Them tensions are there, man.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And like it's spiritual that I believe what was it, bro? Was it last year or the year before when Apostle Elder Tahar mentioned the elect to the UK shall be tried
Oh,
first.
this is going back. That's going back to like 2020. That's from when, because we had the jab out here first,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. But like it's still spiritual,
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah, yeah.
look, over here in London, it's a very surveillance, you know, like
Surveillance heavy.
yeah, exactly. So like when these so-called riots, riots and things start taking place, here like on a larger scale,
Mm-hmm.
just expect many things to
More.
take place, man.
Yep.
You
If
know.
I can grab this real quick, just because just on the money. So those
Mhm.
are two other articles that I shared earlier on. Because one of the things that happened over the CV is obviously everyone started wearing those, those things on their face, right?
Mhm.
So if you had, for instance, Face ID on an iPhone to unlock your phone, one of the things
Mhm.
that Apple worked on was to basically do Face ID without basically seeing your face, the lower half of your face, right? And then also China, right, worked on, a rather a company in China worked on, even mask wearers being ID'd, right? And
Mhm.
why is this important? Because you're getting a lot of people that are going up to these protests right now, right? And then they're thinking that their what do you call it? Their little face mask is going to protect them, right? But
Mhm.
it's understand it's like when Esau's do it, and once again it goes show you what that this when the scripture says his heart is deep, right? The scriptures ain't lying, man. Right, this man's got a deep heart. So when he basically was making everyone wear those things, he was preparing and training his systems to be able to detect you for times like this, for times like civil unrest. Okay.
Yep. And it's true because now, you know, not saying that they're actually using these yet at these protests, but now
Exactly.
there's already videos of people, who was at these protests, of being them caught, going door into door,
Hmm.
But then if when obviously we're just gonna see how the spirit works. But let's say when this spirals into like mainland, London, where you got various different groups of peoples and stuff. Disrespect martial law and curfews and things to take place. I mean, it actually could get to that stage, man. But now we'll have to, sit and obviously, you know, observe, man. So with
Hmm.
that, bro, can we start with Second Ezra 9, Baba Kashaf?
Yep. This is Second Ezra 9 and 1. He says, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Yeah, and obviously that's what we're actually doing, man. Right? We're actually seeing the signs and prophecies taking place before our eyes and filtering it through the actual scriptures. And
Hmm.
for a very long time, we've been speaking about, you know, uproars of the people and uh, uh, nation against nation, and you know what I mean, and basically skirmishes and fightings between the different groups of people, man. You
Mm.
know, but like now, I mean, bro, what would you say? Would you say that these riots are on a bigger scale than back in
2011.
yeah, what would you
I'll
say?
definitely say so. I'll definitely say so. Because this has gone up and down the country, very, very rapidly as well. And one thing to note, I think the brother's frozen. But
Yo,
one thing to note is at the time that
yeah,
the deputy, not the deputy, because he basically the current prime minister
mm,
was director of public prosecutions at the
it
time of
was,
the 2011 riots, right? So the
yeah,
fact that he's in now, right,
yeah,
at the time of these new riots, once again, it's things that make you go,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, and, and it's true because at the time of the riots, right? That riots in 2011, those riots in 2011, there was people who actually went weeks of after looting and stealing and stuff that seemed as if they
Got
got
away
away
with
scot
it.
free, and literally a month later, 2 months later, everyone was getting like
Knock on the
uh
door.
yeah, knock on the door, man. So it's true what you're saying. It's spirit is like it's interesting now. This guy is the so-called prime minister, man. You know,
Exactly. Yeah, I'd definitely say it's larger. Because remember, like back in them ones, it was mainly like Jake's trying to get up, but Jake we're limited in population, whereas this has been in Newcastle, Sunderland, Blackpool,
Bristol,
Rotherham, Bristol,
Blackburn,
right,
Blackburn.
Weymouth right now,
Yeah,
Blackburn, right? It's Hull even, right? It's touched so many different cities throughout the country, right? So and it's been on several days in a row. Okay,
yep, yep, yep. That's
but let
right.
me carry on. So the second is 9 and 3, right? It says, "Therefore, when they shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world,"
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man,
right?
and hey, even this past year, we've seen so many kind of I mean, uh, uproars of the people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That have been taking place, man.
Yeah, and
And
if
and
if, if
and bro, these far right kind of Edomites, right? And white Jakes, but they're also part of the same bundle, right? They're like really kind of like empowered, man,
mm-hmm.
and really like boldened. And
Yeah,
and it's like, don't even be surprised if you start seeing like actual false
flags. Yeah,
I mean, like attacks started taking place on so-called mosques and stuff. You
yep,
know,
100%. If I can,
because
sorry, you
because
got it.
even bro, you can also share that a clip of them trying to burn down that hotel with
Uh
migrants in
huh.
it. Like, come
Yeah,
on, bro. It's like it's got to the stage where people are actually trying to burn whole hotels with migrants inside there.
yeah,
So it's really kicking off, man.
yeah.
Oh god, bro.
Oh shit, man, they're in. They're in. Oh wow.
Where are you bastards?
They're in! Fucking hell! They are went upstairs at last. Get out! Get out!
And if I can say, you just got the cameras there, you got the cameras there, you got the which got there and there, you got all the people recording, right? You've got the cameras inside the hotel, right?
Yep.
Like, it's just like they're gonna get you all. But once again, problem, reaction, solution, man. Okay, because if I can say as well, because that particular scripture we just read talks about uproars of the people in the world, right? This is what's happening right now in Bangladesh, right? At least
Mm.
91 killed as clashes rock Bangladesh, curfew imposed,
Mm.
right? And
Wow.
these are the same man that these so-called British nationalists are attacking. Right, these man, they move raw, but let's
Mm.
not forget what does the scripture say of Esau, that he beareth not the sword in vain. Okay, so it's going the Lord can make it get hella bloody out here real
Yep,
soon,
yep.
man.
I have a quick scripture, which is Luke 12:49. I am come to send fire upon the the earth, and what will I if it already be kindled, man?
Hmm.
So the Lord is about to, like the actual day in which the Lord comes back. I mean, the world as we know it, like, is already going to be in a state of chaos, man.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Because
yeah,
remember, all these are just signs and plagues before the Lord eventually comes back. But when the actual day in which the Lord comes back, remember all these things like like mass starvation and famine and riots and you know racial skirmishes and all of them kind of things are already going to
Hmm.
be taking place. You
That's
know,
it.
in the midst of World War Three, because remember, the Lord is gonna come back just before Babylon the Great is taken out
That's right.
and is destroyed in World War Three. But before he comes, there's so many signs and plagues and judgments and riots and uproars and people that are prophesied to take place just before he comes back, man. And all these things are a part of it,
Mm.
you know. Go ahead, bro. So
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Back in Ezra's. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so back in Second Ezra 9 and 3, it says, "Therefore, when they shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people and the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of these things, of those things, from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning." Right?
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
and it's like like person, I mean, like a person could say, yeah, well, there's always been protests and uproars of people. Yeah, but this is the first time on the earth where we can see them all happening around the world at the same time.
Yeah.
Like because of what the actual the actual kind of internet, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's like say like there was an ancient riot like in Greece. If you was in Persia, it would
Yeah.
take you some time to like know exactly what's happened. Now
That's
though,
it.
through the feed horn, you know, through
Mm-hmm.
the kind of internet, we can see multiple riots and uproars happen at the same time. You know what I mean? It's and it's like now because of the media and kind of internet, um, people can be
Pardon.
inspired to do the same thing. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So it's all kicking off, man. It's
Yeah.
all kicking off, man. Which is
Yeah.
prophecy, bro.
That's
Go ahead,
it.
bro.
That's it. So, and it's a good point. It's a good point. We'll carry on. It says, so let me get back here. So it says, verse 5, it says, "For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, even so the times also of the highest of plain beginning in wonder, plain beginnings in wonder and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs."
Yeah, uh, and all these riots, right, is part of that. Them endings and effects and signs, man. Because it's like the actual scriptures says it, man. If Satan be divided against Satan, then how can his kingdom stand? You
Mm.
know, because as well, just as you kind of just as these protests and riots are taking place over here. Remember that whole let's take our country back spirit. That is already in uh, up in America too, man. You
Yep.
know, remember a couple weeks ago with Donald Trump. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? And then even now, I even saw there was an interview with Robinson, man,
Mm-hmm.
and Alex Jones. You know what I mean? It's
Yep.
like so that spirit is just gonna
Spread through the world, yeah.
spread through, man.
And and it's gonna hit certain countries where they take this shit serious. Because is it? You go to somewhere like France where that man know how to protest, right? And certain of the Moroccan gangs, hey man, they you see what they do already,
Mm-hmm.
right? But once again, Esau does these things on purpose because problem reaction solution. He's trying to basically put this whole thing together to further his agenda, not realizing that actually it's the Lord's agenda, right? The Lord has him in a trick bag. Okay.
Yep, 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 yep.
Yeah.
I've got a quick precept just before you carry on. All right, this is Luke 21 and 25 to 26. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars and and upon earth distress of nations, right? With perplexity, all right?
Mm.
You know, the sea and waves roaring, men's hearts failing them for a fear, for looking after those things which are coming upon earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken, and then
That's
shall they
right.
see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. So the actual point I wanted to make is distress of nations, man. Right? So these things start in stages, and guess what? It's only gonna get worse. Remember,
Mm.
the actual scripture is saying that it speaks of it, that saying that it's gonna get so bad out here that people are gonna perish of famine, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
I for,
yeah, yeah,
so like I was just I forget who said it, who said years ago, but it's like it's gonna get so bad that people are gonna be begging for that MOTB, right?
exactly.
Right now you get people, oh, never do that. Yeah, just in the same way a lot of people said, oh, never take the jab, and then Esau oppressed you, and then guess what? You was begging for it. Okay, so things are gonna get so bad that people are actually gonna end up begging for that thing, man.
Mm-hmm,
Okay.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, man, and uh, and it's like as we're seeing, man, this like martial law and curfews and things. That's all going to take place because it's like
Mm-hmm.
these elites always say, "What? Don't ever let a good crisis go to a waste, man." So just expect that more strict laws and stuff gets
Yeah.
comes into pass, man.
That's
You
it.
know
And if I can say, would you call it? They don't necessarily have to apply them now, as long as it's in the
exactly.
books, as long
That's
as
it.
they've got it written in the books, right? Like for instance, we spoke about I believe it was one of the interviews I was watching, right? They basically, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, they basically were talking about laws that they passed way back when, right?
Mhm,
For these sorts of things. And that's what this devil does. He'll use a situation, he'll write a whole load of laws, and then at the time, everyone's like, yeah, that's what they need. They definitely need that kind of punishment. And then guess what? That then gets quote unquote misused later on in the future, right? When it suits this devil.
mhm, mhm, mhm. All right. I've got a precept. This is a book of Revelation 12 and 12. Right. It says, "Therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that to dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devils come down onto you, having great wrath, because if you have but a short time." And guess what? My man in inner Israel secret councils and chambers, they know he has a short time. And the main
Hmm.
way they actually know they have a short time is us out there teaching the truth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's interesting because a couple of weeks ago I see a video done by the brothers out there in the LA camp where actual Jake, who grew up around rich Edomites, which basically was saying that he was told from young that the time you will know that the so-called white man is going down is when you see people like you out there teaching the Bible, man. So so
Hmm.
so in these secret councils and meetings, they know that they're at the end of this thing, man. But
Yeah.
that's why they're gonna come down with great wrath. So what's that? Them martial law troops and them troops.
Hmm.
But really, is when they're gonna implement that mark of the beast, man. Because
That's it.
so all these things that we're seeing, uproars of people, protests, riots, the money and finance and this whole uh, migrants thing and doing attacks, it's all leading down the pathway of what the mark of the beast coming to pass, right?
That's right.
because a lot of these problems, right? They're problems they're making and stuff they're making will be solved how through what
Mm-hmm.
that a chip,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Well, congratulations is something I always link these Revelation 12 and 12 with, right? So Jeremiah 28 and 8 says the
Mm-hmm.
prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries, against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. Right. So
Mm,
whenever the Lord sent his prophets on the scene, right, they all prophesying the downfall of that kingdom. Right. So now that Esau's seeing the prophets, and this is it. This is like, the prophets all over the world. Right, basically standing up through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai to prophesy the downfall of this man's kingdom. Okay. So
mm,
When Esau's seeing that, he's just there like, yo, okay, all right, okay. Maybe we should start taking them seriously. Oh
mm.
man.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, bro. So, I mean, if you want, bro, just quickly speed through some of them videos and clips just so that we can show, brothers that may have not seen, what's going on.
Okay, so I'll start off with some of the violence. So
Yeah.
me going here, right? This is So I'm assuming these are like the Muslim gangs.
Yeah.
Basically
Yeah.
EDL stands for English Defense League,
Yeah.
right? And then they're basically up here, ballied up and whatever, what have you, just basically just like, yo, F these guys basically, right?
Yeah.
Trying to antagonize them.
And they're actually attacking Edomites. They're
Mm-hmm.
actually attacking Edomites.
Yeah.
It's like, you remember, this is like the riots that took place in 2011, right? Social media existed, but it was slow.
Mm.
Like it was
Yeah.
slow. Like it was,
It's like
it was
BBM days and that.
yeah, exactly. Because that actual riot in 2011 actually started in my hometown,
Mm.
where I'm actually from, and even at the time, I was getting little calls and messages from here scattered that there's protests and riots taking place.
Mm.
It's kind of slow. So now with better phones and faster kind of internet data sharing and live
Mm-hmm.
streaming riots and stuff, you
Yep.
know, expect more people from both sides to go and join them and be a part of it. And guess what,
Yep.
man? When you're actually out and about, like in these shops and these little environments, man, you can feel the actual spirit out there of tension,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
you know, because it's that time.
Yep. If I can grab this, because we are just talking
Yeah.
about the social media, this is from the Guardian article. It's basically saying last week's riots followed the killing of three young girls at a Taylor Swift themed dance class in Southport on Monday. Axel, that name, 17 from Lancashire, is accused of the attack, but false claims were spread online that the suspect was an asylum seeker who had arrived in the UK by boat. In the wake of
Mm,
these messages, far right protesters guided by social media, gathered in cities across the country. A key factor in the spread of this online disinformation involved Elon Musk's decision to allow right-wing activists such as Tommy Robinson, which of course founded by them small hats. Was it Stephen Yaxley Lennon, his real name? So
mm,
back onto the social media platform X, said Joe Mulhall, director of research at Hope Not Hate, the anti-fascist organization. The initial disinformation and anger was being perpetrated by individuals on Twitter, for example, that have been previously deplatformed, he said. And one of the things that have been asked, and it was asked by the uh, basically the police commissioner, the police minister, the policing minister rather, right? Which the question was very simple. The question was, should there be controls on social media, right?
mm,
Should we be able to have social media blackouts, right, in times like this, right? And they when they're pushing that sentiment, they're basically saying, okay, when the time comes, we will allow for it, basically.
mm. I have a preset, bro.
Yep.
Now, this is Isaiah 13 and 14 and to 15. And now, of course, we understand that the main place that they're going to have all these plagues and these, riots, like, these, as the scripture speaks about Egyptian, the main place that going to take place in Babylon is in Babylon, right? But that spirit is spread out in earth, man. You know,
Mm-hmm.
of these various judgments. The scripture says uproars of people where in the world, right? But Babylon is that main place, all right? So this is Isaiah 13 and Isaiah 13 and 14 in the NLT, right? I'm gonna read to 15. All right, it says everyone in Babylon will run about like a hunted gazelle, like a sheep, like sheep without a shepherd. They will try to find their own people and flee into their own land. Anyone who's captured will be cut down and run through with a sword. Their little children will be dashed to death before their eyes. Their homes will be sacked and their wives, raped. It says it straight
Mm-hmm.
up. Now, of course, here in this verse, it's focusing on Babylon, but that spirit as well, what I mean, is out here
Mm-hmm.
as well, man. Here, because bro, like imagine these riots and protests are taking place over here in the UK, right? But just imagine if they was to shut down as well the uh you know what I mean, basically turn off all of the lights off, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
There'll just be mass death,
Yeah,
mass
mayhem.
mayhem, rape, all kind of grape,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So yeah, so that's what I wanted to read, man, in that version. You know,
Can
I thought it was good how it was
it was
worded.
worded. Yeah. Can
Yeah,
let me
worded.
go back to some of these vids and bring this back.
You're the fucking ever! What? Get the fuck out of here! Yo! Watch out!
It's like
Motherfucker!
they're actually beating up an Edomite. Like,
Yeah, this is mad.
that they actually got so-called Muslim gangs beating up Edomites
Mm-hmm.
on TV,
Yeah,
like
in their own country.
in their own country. So it's like it's that those flames are being fanned,
Mm-hmm.
right? Those
Yeah,
those those actual flames are being fanned, man.
yeah. That's
You
it.
know
You're gonna have Edomites watching this, and their blood's gonna be boiling. Blood's gonna be boiling. They're gonna be like, "Look, man, okay." Like
exactly.
like the for instance, you got the Jake earlier. Like I'll play his maybe last, but when the
Yeah,
Jake's just there, like he's not saying anything. He's just like, "Look, man, yeah."
yeah, yeah, man. And I saw that video, man, of I saw I saw I saw a video, man, of a Jake. That's probably a Benjamite just walking home,
Mhm.
get thrown by fucking Edomites and beat
Yeah,
up, man.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So it's like those clips are gonna inspire different factions of war. So whether it's Muslims getting beaten up,
Hmm.
because I also saw a video of like a random Pakistani guy just walking through a crowd in Sunderland and getting chinned.
Yep.
You know, people are scared to even to take like a bus on public transport.
Yep.
There's actually like a video of a white mob men attacking a bus where you know people from different backgrounds are on there. So all them
Mm.
clips are all they're gonna do is inspire different groups of men of people, of nations, to to get into that tribalistic spirit, right? To protect you protect our women. You know what I mean? To protect their own people. People soon, well, I mean, it's already happening. They're taking matters into their own hands, which is in the scriptures, which is in the book of Second Ezra 15. But before I read that, if you want to play a couple more of these videos as well, bro, so we can
Kind of. Yeah.
give it a bit of a balance.
Yeah.
Yeah? You get me? What? What?
Yeah.
Fucking pussy.
Yeah. So he got.
Yeah.
This was the hotel. We played that one.
I've got a quick precept as you find more of them clips. This is Second Ezra 15:1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. And it's faithful and true, man. Starting off with our apostles and elders, the great millstone and down. We've been saying for years these things are gonna happen. We've been saying this for years, bro. Like we've actively been saying for years, expect basically race, riots and skirmishes and martial law, and because
Yeah.
again, if this keeps increasing in volume and
Yeah.
flame, the fire keeps rising. The fire rises. If this keeps happening, you think
Yeah.
they're just gonna just stand there and watch?
Yeah.
No.
It's gonna get factional.
Mm,
Because you go, for instance, when you look at a place like America, right? Just being an Edomite, and then they showed you that in that film, Civil War. Just being an
mm,
Edomite wasn't enough. You have, right? What did they say? I'm an American. Yeah, what kind of American though?
mm.
You know,
Exactly. So it just shows you it's it's that time, man.
that's
All
it.
right, all right. And it says, fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee, which is the unbelief, which for a very long time, right? For a very long time, when we were speaking about these things, especially over here in London, right? In over here, like in the UK, people were scoffing like we're just madmen.
Yeah,
But shit is real now.
that's it. It's like,
Like,
just give me a second.
yeah. Like people out there thought this stuff would it could like it was impossible to ever take place. Now we're straight up seeing like m- race riots and more or less racial attacks going viral, burning down places and burning things up, man. And which is all prophecy. So it says, "Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee," because people were speaking against us for a very long time, saying these things were about to happen. Now it's right before your very eyes, man. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I'll bring plagues upon the world, sword, famine, death, and this destruction. So eventually, again, all these things are plagues, man, right? Because you guys ain't. It's really gonna get to a stage. Remember, Scripture says again, it's gonna get as bad where people are gonna be dying of famine, right? Concentration camps, martial law, and of course, when everyone's faced with that mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and the hurtful works are fulfilled. All right, that's therefore the saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly. exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood cry for unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually.
That's right.
And that's what we've been doing. And that's why since we've been doing that, more and more these plagues and judgments have been taking
Mm-hmm.
place, right?
That's it.
Remember, that's what scripture says in Revelation, the seventh chapter. Hold the winds until we have sealed the servants of the Most High in their foreheads, man. So it's
Mm.
like the fact that these winds of the destruction and judgment is just spiraling like we've never seen anything like this on this level in the UK, man. Like
Yeah,
where you
yeah,
have
yeah.
because again those riots back then it was mainly like in London and then it
Yeah.
went
Where
spread to
Jake
like
be at, really?
yeah London, Birmingham, and a little other faction places. But now you got Blackburn, you got Sunderland, Southport, Newcastle, Hull, Bristol. It's like you know what I mean, if you was to get like a map of the UK and point these regions out, it's diverse. It's north, south. It's you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's obviously mainly Midlands, but you got down there in Bristol.
Yeah.
Hull is right up there, Yorkshire. So it's that time, man. So
Yeah.
yeah, this is,
Can I
yeah,
can I
go on,
grab
bro.
this real quick? Because I was
Yeah.
actually just I was looking real quick as to basically see if they people have called these riots unprecedented. But this is
Mm,
what you see, right? So riot police on standby across England and Wales. Okay, not too much. And same there, not too much. And you've got the definition. But then you start seeing other countries. This is 23rd of May 2024. Unprecedented insurrection in New Caledonia, Macron,
mm,
right? That's what you call it? Yeah, France, United Nations, a new era of conflict and violence. China, this is 2023 January. This is unprecedented nationwide protest. And then 2022, FDI intelligence, world facing unprecedented rise in civil unrest, right?
mm,
Just going to prove. I was looking for something completely different, but this is just like backing up exactly what we're speaking about, right? The fact that as you touched on before, people are like, oh yeah, but we've had this before. It's happened before. No, but this is the first time where all of these things are happening globally on a mass scale, right? For instance, Scripture
mm.
says, "Shall be visited of the Lord with storm and tempest." Now you're seeing the wildest storms and the wildest destructions, the wild forest fires, and all of these things happening all at the same time, right?
Yeah, and we are able to see it happen at the same time.
Exactly,
Because
exactly.
again, like a scoffer could say, well, storms and tempers, yeah, I mean, have always happened. Yeah, but now or like now, like if a so-called attack takes place in London, you can be in Scandinavia.
Mhm.
You can be in Ghana and know it happened.
Yeah, you know within the first couple of minutes, and
You
and
know
that's one of the
exactly.
things. The social media changed the game, man. Right?
Yeah,
Because I remember a few years ago when I think it was still Trump, and
yeah,
they were bombing a country, and then you can just pull up the social media, and then you're getting live reports from the country. You're just
straight away.
refreshing straight away, right? And even if you're not paying attention, so that social media is then picked up by a news agency, which then publishes a push notification. So within 10 minutes, you're already hearing it on your phone. Like, right, is that what's happening right now?
Mhm,
You
mhm,
know?
mhm. Yeah, that Psalms 19. You know,
Hmm.
this is Psalms. This is Second as 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and
Hmm.
one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hand, and that's what we're actually seeing.
Mm.
You know, so-called white E- English men, white
Mm.
English
Yeah.
against Pakistanis and Muslims and Asians and stuff.
Hmm.
And then now it's spreading to Jake, man.
Yeah.
You know?
And if if I could say, it's just further proof that this man's done.
Mm,
His kingdom is done. Because boy, when you look at Jake, you look at Elam. These are Esau's old empire. Like Esau used to rule over us, right?
mm,
Esau used to have, for instance, they used to have Jake in hardcore bondage, and he was out there in India causing a ruckus and a mess, right? And
mm,
that's end up with the partition where you get India and Pakistan or whatever, what have you. Yet
mm.
those same individuals are now able to be in the UK beating up British citizens, beating
That's
up so
crazy.
called. That's crazy,
That's crazy. You
you
know,
know.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, that's right, man. That's right, man. This is back in um
second is 15, 16.
yeah, and this is but yeah, 16. It says for the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight uh, against another as swords in their hand. For there shall be sedition among men, and invaded one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of the action shall stand in their power. Now, in one of the clips that the brothers gonna play, you actually see which is happening in more clips too. But we actually seeing officers being attacked, straight
Hmm.
up attacked. So hey, it's all prophecy.
That's right.
They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and that spirit of we're taking matters in our own hands. Well, that's exactly what's happening, man.
That's right.
You know, and of course, the action shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. So then now that ties into when the eventual martial law and curfews. Because if
Mm.
this keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, it's going to get to that. It ain't going to just be left for just straight madness out here.
Mm.
Like if the police forces can't handle it, like eventually, I mean, expect um the
Military.
yeah
Yep. Which
to
that question
come
keeps
out, man.
getting asked.
Yeah.
Which if I can say, right, that's a social engineering thing as well. Because
Mm,
then that what will people start doing each time there's a little bit of socialized? Oh, we need the military to come solve it. Because if you remember, they actually asked the same thing, and I believe it was actually a Jake. If I remember, it
yeah.
was like a Roots Benjamite during the 011 riots, right? Where it
Mm,
was like, bring the military and this, that, and the other, right? So that
mhm,
same energy is constantly brought up so that if there's another lot of unrest, right, people, well, look, the last two times the police couldn't handle it, right?
mhm,
We need to be a lot quicker in bringing out basically the heavy artillery, right?
mhm, mhm. It says, "For because of their pride, their city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man
Hmm.
shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with a sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation." And hey, you know what? If these riots and protests and racial conflicts are taking place just because a certain attack took place, which inspired people to burn things down and
Hmm.
burn shit down. What do you think will also happen when there's no food?
Exactly.
When they've turned off the lights? Well, you know what I mean? Do you think when they turn off the lights, these same guys, right, and will just be like, all right, well, I haven't got no lights anymore. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
I'm, what I mean, I'm at home. I'm just wait till eventually the lights get turned on. No,
Yeah,
men
they're gonna
go
get their
get,
food.
go and find food. Go.
Exactly.
They gonna do what they have to do,
Yep.
which is all
If I can,
prophecy. Yep.
Say if I can say, just observing kind of, and I speak as a man when I say this, but just observing how Esau has basically created this situation. Don't be surprised if it's a thing where the Jake neighborhoods are the ones getting food first,
Yep.
right? And then would you
Yep.
then you're getting to eat. Well, how comes they get the food, right? And because
Yeah.
that was the
Yeah.
same thing they did with the Jews, right? So we need to help these people first,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then that's
Yeah.
going to inflame these Edomites, man.
Well, even to even tie it on this topic, remember
Mm.
the prime minister came out like in a speech and said that we must protect, people from ethnic
Mm-hmm.
backgrounds and people of color. So
Yep.
that those statements alone might upset far right
Ex-
fucking Edomites. Look,
yeah.
they're killing our kids, but he's
Mm-hmm.
talking about protecting uh
Mm-hmm.
black, from use what black people,
Yeah.
Muslims,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna
Yeah. With a twitch. With it.
that's what's gonna happen, man. It's all prophecy, man.
Oh man. Hey, if I
Man.
could grab this is Matthew, just sort of previous precept, Matthew 24:12. But because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Right.
Ooh.
And you're seeing it in this world, man. People are getting real cold out here, man. People are getting
Mhm.
real cold. Right. But once again, engineered as such. I always remember during the CV, right, you had big name commentators basically coming out and saying, like mainstream people saying, look, if they haven't got their juice and they've got there's two hospital beds, so there's only one hospital bed and two people, then they should just die. Give it to the
Yeah,
someone who's done the right thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That's exactly how it was.
yeah. So hey, that waxing of cold, that love of many, it just goes to show you how people can be manipulated. These people can be manipulated one way or another. Right? But
Mm,
hey, what was that Bane quote, man? Theatricality and deception, powerful agents to the uninitiated, but we are initiated, right? So that's why I do
mm,
this. And in fact, the scriptures go into that. This is real quick. Just grab it real quick if it wants to load. Satan's devices, right?
mm,
It says 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, right? And that's just through the spirit, right? We people are actually looking at these things and just being like, oh my gosh, how can, but it's like, yeah, but look at all of the chess moves that have allowed us to get to this position.
mhm,
Okay.
mhm,
And
mhm,
then now look at the reaction. That's the thing. It's like people spend a lot of time looking at the problem, right? But once you understand that E works by problem, reaction, solution, just keep looking for the solution, right? And
yep,
as soon as what immediately was like, we're gonna bring in a new task force, we're gonna bring in new laws and legislations to handle unruly behavior.
yep, yep. And then and as well, George, remember the scripture speaks about spirits of vengeance,
Hmm.
spirits of vengeance. So loads of these judgments are going to be taking place, you know.
That's it.
But yeah, bro, let's play these last couple of clips. Like just speed
Mm.
through them more, and then just set more of the tone. We get some scriptures, and we're gonna close out.
Can't.
He's coming for you in the train.
And that's like some young youth as well.
Mm.
This was a response in another town.
They've got knives.
See?
um,
Where's Aaron? Where's Aaron?
Wow.
That's the thing. It's all fun and games when you're the majority, right? But as soon as that retaliation comes,
Yeah.
right?
Up there! Up there! Up there! Where's Aaron?
Hey man, it's really that time, bro. It's really that time.
Yeah. And then for anyone watching from abroad, these ain't all in the same place. This is
Yeah,
different cities up and
it's
down the
literally
country.
all over the, like it's literally all over the place. Like if we, I'm like again, if we were to get a literal map of the UK and point some of these regions out, you'd be like, wow, it's happening down south or Bristol side, right? Which is it's not exactly south, but it's it's getting there. And then what I mean. So then you got York or Yorkshire, Newcastle, Hull. Like it's many places, man.
Yeah, so you see down there, Bristol, Sheffield, pinpoint, you know, all over. But once again, there's certain places, like for instance, you got Birmingham, you got London, where you start on certain groups of people, like there's enough people around
Yep.
where it gets hot. And then you know how it is with you beat up one EDL guy, then would you call it? Then the whole bag of EDL man come for you. They beat up one Muslim, one black, then a whole load of, then it just spirals.
Yeah. Yeah. What I mean now, of course, this past week, there was obviously um that dude, right? That killed those, apparently did what he did to them girls. And then remember around May, there was a random fucking
Mm-hmm.
Edomite that killed a Jake schoolboy. So
Mm-hmm.
the tensions between Jake and Esau, that's also about to increase, man. It's not about to, it is increasing,
Mm-hmm.
because even in these clips that we've got, there's even Jake out there that are normally in on TV or whatever, straight up coming out on live saying, "Hey, Jake," basically saying, "Jake, get ready," you know.
Mm-hmm.
Which, guess what? The Lord go and use these Jakes out there in the world to do certain things, man. Whilst we
That's right.
in this faith just observe what's taking place and filter it through the scriptures, man, because it's written
Yep.
to take place.
That's
You
right.
know, yeah, bro.
Yep. So let's play this one now. Which one were we?
And bro, spiritual that over here in London, it's a melting pot. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like you've got a mixture of nations. You know,
Yep.
Esau right next to Jake right next
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
Esau, right next to these so-called, Muslims, Pakistanis. It's like
Yep.
it's so once this comes to London, man, it's gonna be like a battle
Yeah.
zone.
Yep. And that's the thing as well, because with the once again for brothers Akim outside of the UK, right? London is a super expensive city, right? So what's been happening over the last couple of years is you've started having like Edomites moving into certain areas that Jake don't even want to go to,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
So
for real.
yeah,
I, yeah, man. There's just
yeah.
some areas I'm like, even me as a Jake, I'm like, oh shit, I ain't trying to live around there. But then you're seeing scrawny Edomites
Mm-hmm,
in
mm-hmm.
these places. So
These
now when Jake are feeling like if I walk outside, I might get uh, beaten up by a white mob, right? So what do you think these Jakes gonna start doing to these scrawny Edomites as
mm-hmm.
their next door neighbors, man? Because
That's
in
it.
in them riots in 2000, like in 11, I saw with my eyes. I mean, I wasn't involved in doing it, but I saw Jakes attacking, beating up fucking Edomites, man. I
Mm-hmm.
saw that.
Yep,
With what ties into them spirits of vengeance, man.
that's right.
Oh, God, bro. You want to play more of them clips? Yeah.
No! No! No!
It's enough, bro.
Wow!
Yeah, and this is apparently in Sheffield, and this one they said it was just like these so-called Muslim gangs just going around, just starting on
Yeah.
E's for no apparent reason.
And let's
I'm
fucking
a
have
pro-
it! What?
I'm a precept, right?
Uh,
This is fucking Ezra's 13 and 29 on down. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon earth, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on earth, and one shall undertake one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, one realm against another. And that's what's happening, man. Because
that's
all of
right.
these are signs and plagues before the Lord, comes back, man. You know, and it starts off in the mind and in the spirit of people. Like now,
Mm,
like for a long time, people have tried to act like let's all just be one and all that. Now people are like, nah, man, this like now as a Jake, even us in his faith. Now we're in these environments, man, around certain people. It's important to be circumspect, man, and make sure when before you get into your car or you leave your house,
Leave your
you
house
have
in
to
general.
be putting up in praise, man, and being circumspect because it's that time, man. You
Mm,
know, there's certain environments, and even my local, gym. Normally, after workout, what I mean, I go into the sauna sometimes, but my environment, I'm in. I'm around a lot of Pakistanis and Bangladesh, and most of the times they're in the sauna. They're actually talking about their hate. What I mean, Esau and how he's done a lot to people, and basically
mm.
that's the spirit of like I mean of a lot of people. So now spirit, of course I'll use wisdom. So when I'm in these, gyms and let's say we use a sauna again and we're certain dudes are talking, I actually might ask this, so how does this make you feel? To just see their
Yeah.
mind and you see where people are coming from, man. Because even before all this chaos, they was really talking like that. So how much more
Hmm.
when their lives and their cousins and brothers in other cities are physically being attacked?
That's it.
Wow, it's that time, man. So as the scripture says, which I'm gonna read it again, and one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another, one place against another, one people against another, one realm against another, man. And it's like
Mm,
it's all. I mean, it's all in stages, man.
that's right.
Yeah.
Um,
And let's fucking have it! What? Fucking the fuck out of me, yo! Yo, watch out! Motherfucker! Yeah? You get me? What? Fucking pussy.
yeah.
Wow. Wow. Bro, come on, you're actually doing our fucking opposites. Hey, and bro, uh, 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 and, and even something that we were speaking about, bro. And bro,
It's like
and
Riots used to be, yeah.
now saying, and even something that us brothers you were speaking about last night is like, bro, if the so-called white far right man can be painted as a face of being a terrorist,
Mm,
then fucking everyone is a terrorist now. Because
that's it.
it was interesting. In the states, right, when they compiled their list of hate groups in America, they actually mix far right groups and Hebrew Israelites. As like being, what I mean, certain other groups. Now, of course, we obviously teach don't do certain things, but I'm just saying, if a far right white man can be seen as a terrorist, then fucking hell, man, everyone can be. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I was just looking through these comments, just highlighting some of them. Right, you got a lot of people here that will say, "No, I mean, no, it's two-tier policing." Right, they feel hard done. But that's one of the things we was going into at the camp yesterday, man. Right, these Edomites, the elders mentioned these Edomites genuinely feel hard done by. But here it is, they're
Yeah.
the problem in the earth.
Mhm.
And I'll play a bit more.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's one of them ones where it's just like because you saw you did have a few people where in this time they're like, yeah, you're kind of crossing the line, they're hitting the copper, and it's a bit mad. But in that time, they ain't gonna care.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fair game for everyone, right? Because
Hey,
there's
hey,
gonna come a.
sorry, bro. Go on.
Now I was just gonna say there's gonna come a time, right, when they've lost complete control, right? Where you are
Yeah.
going to have the military on the streets to maintain that order, roadblocks. You just read it. Man shall desire to
Mm,
go into a city and shall not be able to.
mm.
Okay?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, I think there's one of the brothers posted scripture in the comment board.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. Right, it says Micah 5 and 7. In fact, I'll read it. I'll put it on the screen one sec. Uh, Micah 5, 7. 7.
Mm,
Right? It says, "And the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people, as a dew from Yahweh, as the showers upon the grass that tarrieth not for man, nor waiteth for the sons of man." Right? And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people, as a lion among the beasts of the forest, as a young lion among the flocks of sheep, who, if he go through, both treadeth down and teareth in pieces, and none can deliver. Right?
yep, 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 yep,
That's
yep.
it.
And it's like, of course, eventually speaking, the Lord's elect go and get, power and breaking pieces these nations and
Mm.
such. But even just these normal, regular jakes in the world, man, right? The Lord
Mm.
can you use them to bring certain judgments, man.
Yeah, we'll use them.
Will use them. Sorry,
You know.
do you know what I
No, no,
mean?
I was just saying, yeah, because you
Yeah,
can
yeah,
see certain of these jakes, and let's be real, even to protect our kin, the instances that we've all had where like we'll be at the camp, then there'll
yeah,
be a someone coming up trying to disturb, and the Lord will just have some rando Jake in the crowd, like what?
yeah,
You remember the two Irishmen when we was out in Oxford
yeah,
Circus, man? The Lord
yeah,
just what? Because he wanted
yeah.
to protect the queens.
The Queen, yeah, 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 yeah.
Oh man.
But hey,
I'll just
yeah, bro.
finish.
Have you got any more of them clips?
Yeah, let me just play the Jake now.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I'll play the
But,
Jake now.
have you got the clip though of that Jake being attacked?
I haven't got that one. That wasn't one of the ones I have here.
All right, cool. I'll find it. I'll try and find it real quickly. But if not, can you just play just, just clip in it.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's seen, if everyone's been paying attention to it. All the black and Asian people being attacked up north. You know, Muslims. You know, they're making anti-Muslim, Islamophobia chants, anti-immigration, anti-foreigners. This so-called far right movement, they're starting to sort of, trying to build some type of momentum. They started far up north and they're working their way down and they've hit Manchester. So I just want everyone to know the man them obviously we're in London like and everyone's just, thinking, you get me, it's all la-di-da. That far right movement, they're gonna start being so confident that eventually they're gonna want to do one of them protests in London or they're gonna want to do one of them things in London. So brothers, man them, just let you lot know when that time comes. You get me? Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's not going
That's
down like
basically
that.
it.
It's gonna be no
Speaking it, bro.
videos are gonna be very different. So you man just you get me? Yeah, come on, you know what's going on. It's outrageous, and man's not. You get me? So
Yeah.
you know when it's a man them just look out for the bird calls when yeah? Alright, say a word.
There is a lookout for the bird call. Man was like, all right, boom. Hey, but that's it, right? That's it. Jake is like, yo, hey, don't. He's basically saying to Ian, oh, here, don't you try it, because we ain't just gonna be, what you call it, just take it lying down, right?
Yep,
Jake, basically Jake are, you know, ready, if you will. So
yep, yep,
we're going to see how this pans out. We're going to see how it plays out, because you get certain of them Jakes, man, that are that wanna get their hands on E2, right? One
yep,
wanna be justified in doing it, right? But in the same way that you get a lot of Edomites that basically have been wanting to do the same thing. You get
yeah,
a lot of
bro.
Edomites. I've got it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, guys. Sorry,
Yeah,
I
so
just said
you got a lot of Edomites that have been waiting to get their hands on a Muslim. They've been waiting to get their hands on a Jake, right? And this has been their opportunity, right? Which is
yep,
why they've been. What's going on right here, man? My laptop's playing up.
yep,
Yeah, you got to, and this has been their opportunity, right, to do that. Okay.
yep, yep. Wow.
Yeah. And then, and you hear that, hey, stamp on his head,
Stamp on
madness.
his head, stamp on his face, and hey, bro. You know what, bro? You know what, bro? Yeah, this fucking proves, yeah, all you fucking coon ass Hebrew Israelites that are, oh, that Mason Esau. I mean, if you don't love Esau, then you can't get in the kingdom. And all you simpleton jakes out there, um, Esau is my brother, and all of that nonsense. Do you see how very quickly everything gets racial out there? All this kumbaya spirit, yeah, everyone's all one people spirit. Just look how quickly everything's getting racial.
Yep.
I thought, but basically everyone's one. You know what I
Yep.
mean? I thought basically everyone's just the same people now. So explain why it's all getting racial, man.
Yeah, and but you know what certain of these people are gonna say? They're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, but that's like a certain type of Edomite." Look, man, they're all like this,
Exactly.
right? Certain of you are gonna have to wait until the time of Jacob's trouble to understand they're all like this. Because the thing is, hey, we work around the other type of Edomite. The one that has good black friends, right? That type of Edomite, right? His name is like, and it's annoying because these are like powerful, names and that, but his name is Oscar, right? He's Cambridge educated and he smiles in your face and he's always like,
Yeah.
hey, right? But guess what? In that day, he's going to show you that he's still an Edomite. Hey, someone
Yeah.
like Joe Biden,
Hey,
someone
bro.
like, you know,
Hey, bro. You know, it's a very good example of that. You remember that show on Netflix, man? That brothers did a lot of videos on. What was that show, man? You know the show, man. What's that show, man? I'm not good with these names, man. But
describe it, but
you know the one on Netflix where it was funded by the Obamas and that, and
oh,
then
that one. I will leave the world behind.
leave the world behind. Remember,
Yeah.
like that Jake's daughter was saying to her father that
Mm.
basically when shit hits the fan, basically we can't trust white people. That's what she
Mm-hmm.
basically said,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
because the point she was really kind of making and speaking on this that hey, when things hit the fan, all this we're all one spirit, we're all neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
You know? That shit goes out the window. It
Yeah.
becomes every man for themselves, and you tend to stick with people who look just like you. You know?
Mm-hmm. That's it. That's it. Which that was a shame because that particular scene, because his daughter was more on point than he was, man.
Yeah,
She was
yeah,
looking at those guys for exactly what they were, man. Right, an
yeah,
enemy. But where
yeah,
he was like,
yeah, 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 yeah,
we should
yeah.
protect. He almost got killed for that little Edomite, man. you
That
know.
little Edomite. You know? But yeah, hey, with that, bro, can we end with Ezekiel 21:9 to verse 12? And then we go close out, man. We've made the point, man. You know, it's hey, you know, so it's we have to just wait and see what else takes place because expect more laws and more, you know what I mean? Things get
Mm,
laws and things to get passed, man,
that's right.
because of all of this. Go ahead, bro.
Yep, it's Ezekiel 21 from verse 9. It's the Son of Man, prophesy and say, thus saith Yahweh, say a sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? Right? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree. Right? Yeah, and that's what it is. Miles, which I was messaging one of the guys from work, um, and then I was like, "Yeah, man, everything that's going on." It's like, "Oh, what's going on?" You get certain people, despite this is like breaking news on pretty much every single outlet. You go on any form of social media, that's all that people are talking about. But you get certain people in such a place of mirth that they don't even know this has been happening for a week.
Yep.
You
Zombie.
know,
Straight
that's
up
it.
zombie, bro.
It says it is furbished, right? So when you look into that word there, furbished, right? It's like to so it's a mawarat in the Hebrew, right? Polished, smooth, right? And always think about, you get the saying, yeah, I'm just polishing this off. I just, making it perfect. So that's what Esau's doing, man. He's preparing this once again, as we quoted earlier on in the lesson, right? Scripture says he beareth not the sword in vain. So the Lord's going to put the spirit in this devil to really show that he's the devil. Because you get a lot of people, once again, you get a lot of people that don't believe us when we say
Mm-hmm.
these things. They think we're just talking, his man are just talking. No, Esau's gonna show you, no, I am the devil. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It says, verse 11 says, and he hath given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. The sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer. Cry and how, a son of man, for it shall be upon my people, shall be upon all the prince of Israel. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite up therefore the thigh. Right. So Lord is going to have all manner of different types of death, right, that the Lord is going to use Esau to bring upon the children of Israel, right? The wicked of his people. Scripture says all the sinners of my people shall die. Okay. So all of the different, all the different things that is going to be happening in the world, right? From America to here to wherever, right? There's going to be great death in these last days.
Yep, that's right. That's right. And hey, man, it's at that time, man. So hey, us brothers out here, we just gotta stay prayed up, stay circumspect,
That's it. That's it.
and watch this kingdom and this system burn, man, because it's prophecy.
That's right.
Well, all of this has taken place. It's prophecies written to take place, man.
That's
Right.
right.
So hey, so with that we gonna say, praises be to
Yahweh,
Yahweh, Bashem,
Bashem, Yahushai,
Bashem, Makako.
Bashem
But that
Makakadash,
double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone. To next time,
double
I'm gonna say,
honors,
and double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone. To next time, we're gonna say, Shalom.